As you are seeing here different symbols. Wire symbol. Simple wire is exhibited by a simple line. It is a metal wire. Off switch, on switch, resistor. Any device is represented by a resistor. Without resistance, circuit is not possible. This is symbol for simple cell, positive and negative end. It is source of potential difference. Battery, combination of two or more cells, it is also source of potential difference. If this produces 1.5 volt source, two cells combined, this will give 3 volt potential difference. Now you see here, it is power pack. Basically it is a variable battery. You can change potential from 0 to 3 volt. This is symbol for ammeter. It measures current, and in circuit it is placed in series. This is symbol for voltmeter, and this measures potential difference in circuit. This is fuse, a safety device, and this is a bulb. Now we'll see how to make a simple circuit. Here, the most simple circuit, 3 important components required in the circuit. One is cell, second is bulb, and third thing which is required is a switch. This is a simple wire, metal wire. So in this way you can prepare a simple circuit. Now we'll see how we can make or draw this circuit symbolically. Here the device bulb is represented by a resistor. Okay. Resistor, it may be 1 ohm, 2 ohm or 10 ohm. This is symbol of resistance. Ohm is connected with a cell or battery. Then a switch and connected here. Now if you want to measure potential difference across resistor, you have to connect voltmeter in parallel and ammeter in series. The battery may be a variable battery, positive and negative end. Variable battery we use because you can change potential difference from 0 to any value. If we put on the circuit by switch, what happens? Current start to flow. If we put on the switch, current start to flow from positive of battery to negative of battery. Current always flows from higher potential to lower potential till if you put on the switch, current flows from circuit. You can measure potential difference across resistor by voltmeter and current by ammeter. In circuit, current flows from higher potential to lower potential. In this way, I hope that you are able to learn about simple circuit. Higher potential is represented by positive, lower potential is represented by. Students, today we will learn about experimental verification of Ohm's law. Okay, you know about Ohm's law, we have studied earlier. What is Ohm's law? V is proportional to I, and
V is proportional to I and V equal to Ri, where R is a constant. So whatever you have studied earlier was a theoretical part. R is the resistance of wire, and you know that it is proportionality constant. Resistance of wire R. In this experimental setup, you are observing that there are many parts: cell, switch, resistor. So we will try to draw symbolically. First we will draw a resistor, a conductor. This is resistor R. You can see experimental setup and then symbolical setup, symbolical circuit. This resistance is connected with the cell through ammeter. One ammeter is connected in series, this. So we are putting ammeter. Then it is connected to a cell or a battery, positive end of battery and negative end of battery. So ammeter positive, we have to connect with positive end of battery and negative end connected to C. This is cell, this is positive end, this is negative end. Now you see negative end is connected with a switch. So in the same way, we will draw a switch here. Then switch is connected to rheostat. And again rheostat is connected to resistance. So we will draw in a symmetry. This is switch. Switch for on-off purpose. Then a rheostat. Rheostat connected. One upper end and one lower end. Upper end is connected to switch. Lower end connected to resistor. So this is upper end connected to switch. Now what else remaining here is voltmeter. Voltmeter to measure potential difference. We have to connect it in parallel with resistance. This is resistance and voltmeter is connected in parallel. So this is a circuit diagram for verification of Ohm's law. Now if we put on the circuit by switch, the current start to flow. Clear? And current flows from positive end to negative end. You see in the circuit diagram, positive end to negative. Rheostat is there. Rheostat is used as variable resistor and it can change potential as well as current in the circuit. Why it is required? Because we are going to verify Ohm's law. For that purpose we have to measure V and I, and then we will prove that V is proportional to I by plotting a graph. So when we put on the switch, current start to flow from positive end to negative end of circuit. Ammeter measures current, voltmeter measures potential difference by changing rheostat value resistance. This is variable jockey. Now you see we have table, and in this table we will take some values. We will assume some values just to understand the situation, in which way the circuit gives values of V and I, readings of voltmeter and ammeter. This is an experiment you have to perform in laboratory also. That for 1 volt current is 0.5 ampere, 2 volt naturally it will get doubled, 3 volt proportionally it will increase 1.5 ampere, 4 volt 12. From this table we can calculate resistance, which is V upon I. This results in 2 ohm. From second row, 2 by 1, 2 ohm. From third observation, again 2 ohm. In the same way, it results 2 ohm. It means that resistance remains constant. Now we are going to plot a graph between voltage and current. This is a graph paper, VI graph. We have values of volt, potential difference and current. So you know how to plot graph. You have to take I on y-axis, different values of I, 0.51, 1.52, so on, 2.53. In this way it will increase, and you can easily plot graph, and this graph will result as a straight line. And the graph is a straight line. It proves Ohm's law, that is V is proportional to I. Now how to calculate resistance from this graph? So we will take one triangle ABC. You can take anywhere by choosing 2 appropriate points on the graph. In this triangle ABC, resistance is V upon I. V is on x-axis, I is on y-axis. So this will be BC upon AB. So if you see in this graph the values of BC, BC is 4 volt and AB is 3 minus 1, 2 volt. Again, if we calculate, the result of resistance will be 2 ohm. So resistance is 2 ohm. It means that it is constant and same as we have calculated in table. VI graph is a straight line. This proves Ohm's law. Thank you.
Today we are going to see class 10th NCERT Science chapter number 12 Electricity, page number 200 in text question. Here you will find all question solution of NCERT. This today we are going to discuss in text question number 1. What does an electric circuit mean? A continuous and closed path of electric current is called an electric circuit. A continuous and closed path of electric current is called an electric circuit. As you are seeing here, a simple electric circuit. In this simple electrical circuit, we have one important component, that is cell. Okay? Without cell or battery, circuit may not complete. Then a switch for on-off, a bulb or a device. Here we have extra knowledge corner for you to give something more additional knowledge beside the answer of question. Components of electric circuit. Main components, minimum component required to complete electric circuit is number 1, is a cell, source of energy. It may be a battery, combination of cell, it may be AC device or AC main source. This is source of energy, source of potential difference, which actually able to drift electrons. Second is a resistor, a device, any device like bulb here. Number 3, a switch on-off device. Switch on-off device. And number 4, we need connecting wire, metallic wire. Simply we consider that its resistance is 0. So in this way we can draw symbolically also simple electrical circuit. If you see here a resistor, a switch, a cell or battery connected in series makes a simple circuit. If we put on the switch, current start to flow from positive end to negative end. Current always flows from positive end of battery to negative end of battery. If you want to measure current, you can add ammeter, current measuring device in series, and voltmeter, potential difference measuring device in parallel. This is all about a simple electrical circuit. A continuous and closed path of electric current is called electric circuit. For class 10th, NCERT question number 1, page number 200 in text question. In text question number 3, calculate number of electrons constituting 1 coulomb of charge. Here it is given Q is equal to 1 coulomb and n number of electrons. We have to calculate. How many electrons together make 1 coulomb charge? This we have to find out. For this, you should know about quantization of charges. So, in our extra knowledge corner, we will discuss quantization of charges. What we are observing that to charge a body, we have to either give electrons or take electrons from the body. So how many electrons you can take? 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron. Can you take half electron? No. So full electron you have to remove either or you have to add. That's why the charge on body is quantized and quantization of charge is there. So the charge on body is due to transfer of electron. It is clear? Now, you can transfer how many electrons? 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron means integral multiple of electronic charge. That's why we are writing plus minus n. If you are taking out n electrons, it is plus, and if you are adding n electron, it is minus n. N is integer 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Q is NE and Q may not be half E or 3 by 4 E. It may not be a fractional. So that's why charge body have charge as integral multiple of electronic charge and charge is quantized. So Q equal to NE where E is electronic charge. You know what is the value of charge on electron? It is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now Q equal to NE where Q is given 1 coulomb. We have to find out N. We can write N equal to Q by E. Q is 1 coulomb. E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb.
Okay, Coulomb is cancelled by Coulomb. So number of electrons will be, on simplifying, 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. What does it mean? It means that if such number of electrons collect together, they form 1 coulomb of charge. Huge number of electrons. 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons together makes 1 coulomb charge. This is, we can calculate number of electrons constituting 1 coulomb of charge. Thank you.
1 आपके सामने प्रस्तुत है। पहला प्रश्न है, द VI ग्राफ ऑफ कंडक्टर makes an angle theta with y-axis. Here V denotes the voltage, I denotes current, the resistance of conductor is given by 4 ऑप्शन दिए हुए हैं। एक है sin थीटा, cos थीटा, tan थीटा, cot डिस्टेंस होता है वो V अपॉन I होता है। आप जानते हैं ओम्स लॉ, V इक्वल टू आई आर, तो R इक्वल टू V अपॉन I। इसका मतलब V एक्स एक्सिस पर है, यहाँ पे ट्राइंगल बना सकते हैं ABC। इस ट्राइंगल ABC में अगर आप tan थीटा कैलकुलेट करें तो वो आएगा AB अपॉन BC। और AB जो है इस ग्राफ से स्पष्ट है, y एक्सिस पर I है और BC V है, तो ये आ रहा है I अपॉन V जो कि होगा 1/r। इसका मतलब R जो होगा वो होगा 1 अपॉन tan थीटा या cot थीटा। इसलिए ऑप्शन नंबर डी R इक्वल टू cot थीटा करेक्ट ऑप्शन होगा। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, विच ऑफ VI ग्राफ ओबेज ओम्स लॉ। 4 ग्राफ हमारे सामने दिए हुए हैं। ग्राफ ए हम देखते हैं क्या कह रहा है। ये VI ग्राफ है, V एक्स एक्सिस पर, I Y एक्सिस पर, और हम जानते हैं कि ओम्स लॉ से V इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू I। कुछ चीजें आपको ध्यान रखना चाहिए। V इक्वल टू IR, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन होना चाहिए और R कांस्टेंट होना चाहिए। ओम्स लॉ हमें ये बताता है, ये चीजें आपको ध्यान रखना चाहिए। अब ऑप्शन ए में हम देख रहे हैं कि जब V 0 है, यहाँ पर V 0 है, तब I 0 नहीं है, इसलिए ये ऑप्शन करेक्ट नहीं है। ऑप्शन बी में VI ग्राफ एक स्ट्रेट लाइन है, इसलिए ये ऑप्शन करेक्ट है। ऑप्शन सी में आप देखें कि V बढ़ रहा है, यहां देखिए V बढ़ रहा है और I कांस्टेंट है जो पॉसिबल नहीं है। ऑप्शन डी में देखें कि ये एक स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं है, इससे R कांस्टेंट नहीं रह पाएगा, इसलिए ये ऑप्शन भी करेक्ट नहीं है, तो ऑप्शन बी ही करेक्ट होगा। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 में आप देखेंगे, अ स्टूडेंट कैरीज आउट एन एक्सपेरिमेंट एंड प्लॉट VI ग्राफ ऑफ 3 सैंपल्स ऑफ नाइक्रोम वायर with resistance R1, R2 and R3 respectively as given in this figure. Need as given in the figure, which of the following is true? 4 options are given, R1 equal to R2 equal to R3, R1 is greater than R2 is greater than R3, R3 is greater than R2 is greater than R1, R2 is greater than R3 is greater than R1। आप देख रहे हैं कि ग्राफ में ये जो ग्राफ है कौन सा ग्राफ है, VI ग्राफ। मैंने आपको VI ग्राफ और IV ग्राफ में अंतर अलग से एक वीडियो बना के समझाया है, आई बटन में आप जाकर देख सकते हैं। VI ग्राफ में जो रेजिस्टेंस होता है 1/tan थीटा होता है। इससे पहले वाले क्वेश्चन में हमने यहाँ देखा था ये VI ग्राफ है और VI ग्राफ में tan थीटा 1/r आया था या r इक्वल टू 1/tan थीटा आया था। इसी प्रकार से यह VI ग्राफ है, r इक्वल टू 1/tan थीटा या 1 स्लोप ऑफ ग्राफ है। अगर आप देखें ऊपर वाला R1 फिर R2 फिर R3, यहाँ से स्पष्ट है कि R1 का जो स्लोप है वो सबसे ज्यादा है, R2 से ज्यादा है और R2 का स्लोप R3 से ज्यादा है, R3 सबसे नीचे है। अगर स्लोप R1 का ज्यादा है तो जिसका स्लोप ज्यादा होगा उसका रेजिस्टेंस कम होगा। यहाँ से स्पष्ट है दोनों इन्वर्स है। इसका मतलब R3 is more than R2 is more than R1, या आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं R1 is less than R2 is less than R3, क्योंकि स्लोप R1 का ज्यादा है इसलिए रेजिस्टेंस R1 का कम होगा। इस प्रकार से हम देख रहे हैं कि इसमें ऑप्शन नंबर सी ही करेक्ट ऑप्शन है। अगला जो प्रश्न है उसमें एक VI ग्राफ दिया हुआ है। VI ग्राफ ऑफ कंडक्टर एट टेम्परेचर T1 and T2 are shown in figure. The term T2 minus T1 is proportional to what? 4 ऑप्शंस दिए हुए हैं। यह बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये IV ग्राफ है, VI ग्राफ नहीं है। यहाँ ये नोट करने वाली चीज है IV ग्राफ। और हम जानते हैं कि IV ग्राफ में जो रेजिस्टेंस होता है वो tan थीटा के बराबर होता है, जहां थीटा I ग्राफ I एक्सिस से एंगल होता है जैसे यहां पर है। तो फर्स्ट कंडक्टर के लिए हम लिख सकते हैं अगर उसका रेजिस्टेंस R1 है तो R1 इक्वल टू tan थीटा। लेकिन सेकंड कंडक्टर के लिए R2 इक्वल टू tan। ये एंगल V एक्सिस से है तो I एक्सिस से एंगल होगा 90 माइनस थीटा। इस प्रकार से जो R2 आएगा वो आएगा cos थीटा। अब हम जानते हैं कि R2 इक्वल टू R01 प्लस अल्फा T2 टेम्परेचर। ये रेजिस्टेंस का टेम्परेचर के साथ वेरिएशन का रिलेशन है। R1 इक्वल टू R01 प्लस अल्फा T1। अगर हम R2 में से R1 वाली इक्वेशन को सब्ट्रैक्ट करें, पहली टर्म कैंसिल हो जाएगी, दूसरी टर्म कैंसिल नहीं होगी और रिजल्ट आएगा R1 अल्फा T2 माइनस T1। हमसे पूछ रहा है इस प्रोपोर्शनल टू विच क्वांटिटी, चार में से प्रोपोर्शनल है तो ये दोनों कांस्टेंट हैं R0 और अल्फा। तो हम लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पर T2 माइनस T1 इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू R2 माइनस R1। अब R2 जो है वो है cos थीटा माइनस tan थीटा। cos थीटा हो जाएगा cos थीटा अपॉन sin थीटा माइनस sin थीटा अपॉन cos थीटा। एलसीएम ले लेंगे, एलसीएम लेंगे तो ये आएगा, एलसीएम आएगा sin थीटा cos थीटा, ऊपर आएगा cos स्क्वायर थीटा माइनस sin स्क्वायर थीटा। ओके, sin 2 थीटा sin थीटा cos थीटा 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो ऊपर 2 से नीचे तो ये आएगा 2 cos थीटा 2 sin थीटा cos थीटा होता है sin 2 थीटा। इसका मतलब ये आएगा 2 cot 2 थीटा। इसका मतलब T2 minus T1 is proportional to cot 2 theta। cot 2 theta या cos 2 theta upon sin 2 theta. Cos 2 theta. So option number C is correct option. Next question, which of the following is correct VI graph for a good conductor? For a good conductor, we know that V is proportional to I and VI graph should be straight line. Okay, VI graph should be straight line. तो ऑप्शन बी वायलेट हो रहा है, ऑप्शन डी भी वायलेट हो रहा है. ऑप्शन सी और ऑप्शन ए में हमें स्ट्रेट लाइन दिख रही है, लेकिन यहाँ लिखा है फॉर गुड कंडक्टर. गुड कंडक्टर के लिए जब बहुत ज्यादा वोल्टेज हो जाता है और करंट भी बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है तो स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं रह जाता है, क्योंकि टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाता है. इसलिए ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट ऑप्शन है, ऑप्शन सी करेक्ट ऑप्शन नहीं है. थैंक यू. चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए.